Okay, thank you. Alexis, we begin this morning with Election Day in Florida. Voters out for the state's presidential primary.
There are also several other local races that will be decided by the end of today. Local 10's Trent Kelly live in Surfside with your Vote 2024 headlines.
Yeah, that's right, JC and Eric. The polls here across South Florida set to open up in just about an hour from now in this year's Florida presidential preference primary. But while the GOP presidential nomination race is pretty much a lock at this point, as you mentioned, JC, there are still a number of local races to be decided. Let's go ahead and run down some of the key races for you here this morning. But let's go ahead and start with that Republican presidential contest. Former President Trump already going into the Florida primary as the presumptive nominee. That's after he was able to lock up the number of delegates needed for the nomination last week. Democrats, meantime, deciding not to hold a primary in Florida this year, instead recognizing the incumbent President Joe Biden, as their nominee. So basically that means regardless of tonight's outcome in Florida, those two candidates will now square off in November's general election. But obviously there are a number of local races across Miami-Dade and Broward counties to be decided, and that includes three big important mayoral contests. One of those is happening right here in Surfside, where former Mayor Charles Burkett is facing off against incumbent Mayor Shlomo Danziger. While there have been a number of issues raised in this heated campaign, one of the biggest ones has been the issue of future development. The two candidates discussing that issue on This Week in South Florida over the weekend.
There's two aspects. There's commercial development and residential development. One of the things the opposition keeps telling people is we're going to have 70-story buildings like Sunny Isles. We're going to have 5-story homes. I think it's important to note that the zoning in Surfside has never changed.
There's a thing called talking the talk and walking the walk. This man talks about not making higher buildings. His planning board has put forward a proposal to more than double the sizes of buildings on Harding Avenue.
All right, so a big choice here in Surfside today, but there are two other mayoral races I want to point out for you here, or in South Florida, I should say. One of them going on in Pembroke Pines. Three candidates there are vying to replace the longtime mayor, Frank Ortiz. Ortiz, of course, has been serving as mayor for the past 20 years, but he made some waves earlier late last year when he announced that he would not be seeking re-election. So you've got three candidates there running, including political newcomer Liz Burns, Commissioner Angelo Castillo, and Vice Mayor Iris Seipel. And the last mayoral race to highlight for you is going on in Lauderdale by the Sea. You've got Commissioner Edmund Malcoon and Buzz Oldacre, as well as community and business leader Ann Marchetti, all running to be the new mayor there. So those three key mayoral races on our radar here this morning. And again, those polls set to open at 7 o'clock this morning, and they'll be open in Broward and Miami-Dade counties until 7 o'clock tonight. For now, that is the latest live from Surfside this morning. I'm Trent Kelly, Local 10 News.
All right, Trent, thank you. And